7 Things You Didn't Know About Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors' up-and-coming superstar, is finally living up to his potential. The small forward has received much praise lately after his amazing performance in the 2022 playoffs to put the Boston Celtics to sleep in 6 games. Keep watching until the end of the video to learn more about the defensive unit. If you aren't familiar with the player, this video would be sufficient to introduce you to one of the up-and-coming star players of the NBA. So, the player was born on February 23, 1995, in Toronto to Mitchell Wiggins and Marita Payne Wiggins. The lovely couple were quite sporty themselves, which leads us to the first fact about the player. Number 7. His mom has won 2 silver medals in the 1984 Olympics, and his dad is a former NBA player. His mom was a sprinter and won the silver medals in the 4x100 and 4x400 relays. His parents met as student athletes at Florida State University, and naturally, being athletes themselves, they wanted their son to be sporty as well, which is why Wiggins started to play organized basketball when he was just 9 years old. His first team was an under-10 team in Toronto. When he was 9 years old, he was already 5 foot 7 inches, which is a remarkable height for a 5th grader. This leads us to our next fact. Number 6. Wiggins' first slam dunk was at the young age of 13. While most of us can't dunk for their whole lives, Wiggins started doing it when he was 13. This goes to show the athletic ability that was integrated in his genes and how he has started to put the work in at such a young age. Somehow, the player has always seen amazing growth throughout his life. Number 5. He was 6 foot 6 inches when he was just 14. Yes, you read that right. Andrew Wiggins was a staggering 6 foot 6 inches tall from such a young age. That's like 2 inches less than LeBron's current height, and Wiggins was that at 14. He even shattered a backboard when he dunked on the rim in the community center in Vaughan. For high school, Wiggins attended Vaughan Secondary School for 2 years. In his second year there, he led the team to an amazing 44-1 record, and the team won the Ontario Provincial Championship as well. In the final, he scored 25 points and also posted 13 rebounds. After that, he transferred to Huntington Prep School, where he averaged 24.2 points the first season there. As a senior, he averaged 23.4 points per game and was rated the top prospect of 2014. Wiggins was relentless. He proved his haters wrong day in and day out. An example of that is the next fact about him. Number 4. In 2013, an article in Sports Illustrated was criticizing Wiggins' work ethic, and he responded by dropping 57 on Marietta College on the same day. For me, this is the best response to criticism ever, where he proved the haters wrong with his actions the same day. Anyway, for college, Wiggins attended Kansas and started hooping there as well. He averaged 17.1 points per game and went 34.1% from the three-point line. Then he declared for the 2014 NBA draft and was drafted first overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is interesting since he had shown support for another team earlier. Number 3. In July 2013, Wiggins said that he would most like to play for the Toronto Raptors. This is no surprise, considering he was born and raised in Toronto. However, last year, Wiggins dropped 32 points over the same team, and him and Poole combined for a whopping 65. After being drafted by the Cavs, he was part of a 3-team trade which saw him traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. After coming to the Wolves, Wiggins started balling out and became the Rookie of the Year for 2014. Then, for the next 2 seasons, he became an integral part of the team, and the Timberwolves offered him a 5-year, $148 million contract extension, which he signed. Another record he achieved came in the same year, which leads us to the next fact about Wiggins. Number 2. He was the 6th youngest player to score 6,000 points at the time. This is an impressive feat, considering his company at the time was very concise. Now, there are a lot of players who have reached that milestone earlier in their careers. Number 1. Wiggins did not want to get vaccinated against COVID-19 and felt like he was pressurized to do so. Just like a lot of people, Andrew Wiggins also had his doubts about the COVID-19 vaccine. He was skeptical that the vaccine would have negative side effects in the long run and initially did not want to get vaccinated. However, he was only given a choice of getting vaccinated or not playing in the NBA, and he felt like the consequences of not getting vaccinated would be too heavy. In a post-game interview, he said that the only options were to get vaccinated or not play in the NBA. It was a tough decision. Hopefully, it works out in the long run, and in 10 years I'm still healthy. It wasn't until February 2020 that he was traded to the Warriors along with 2 draft picks in place of Jacob Evans, D'Angelo Russell, and Omari Spellman. That year, the Warriors were horrible due to their star players being injured, and their season was in shambles when they finished with the worst record in the league. And this was just now in 2020. Anyway, Wiggins started to improve on the defensive end as well as the offensive end as he started putting the clamps on his opponents and made it very difficult for them to score on him. Wiggins made a comeback in 2021 and was started to be seen as a threat on the Warriors team. Wiggins scored a season-high 40 points, alongside 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals in a 116-103 win over the Memphis Grizzlies. Later that season, the Warriors qualified for the newly implemented play-in tournament. However, they suffered 2 straight losses to the Los Angeles Lakers and Memphis Grizzlies, failing to reach the postseason for the second straight season despite a 22-point, 10-rebound double-double from Wiggins in their loss to the Grizzlies. Next season was a lot better for the Warriors. Wiggins also started showing out more and more for the Warriors. He was even selected as an All-Star in 2022. This was his first All-Star selection. After all those years of people saying that he's a bust and the media overhyped him when he was younger, he finally came close to shutting his haters down. Then the Warriors qualified for the playoffs, and Wiggins became a defensive unit for the team. During Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, Wiggins scored a playoff career-high 27 points and tied his then-playoff career-high with 11 rebounds in a Game 3 win over the Dallas Mavericks. In Game 4 of the NBA Finals, Wiggins posted a 17-point, 16-rebound, playoff career-high, double-double in a 107-97 win over the Boston Celtics. In Game 5, he logged a 26-point, 13-rebound double-double in a 104-94 win. He later won his first NBA championship after the Warriors defeated the Celtics in 6 games, as we all know. He was very important in this playoff run. Andrew Wiggins guarded Celtics star player Jason Tatum very well. Wiggins limited Tatum's game and made his shots more difficult. Tatum sank very few shots against the Warriors, and Andrew Wiggins was the primary reason for that. As for his personal life, Andrew Wiggins is with his longtime girlfriend, Michael Johnson, who he has 2 children with as well. He has 2 lovely daughters named Amaya and Alea Milan. Andrew Wiggins currently has a net worth of $35 million, and his current salary with the Warriors is $25 million per year. That was everything about Andrew Wiggins. So, what do you think? Has Wiggins shut off his haters with his NBA Finals performance and his first ring? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, make sure that you have subscribed to the channel and have enabled notifications. This way, you won't miss out on anything.